Hello and welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program Career Mode with me, the Green Dragon. We are playing in 0.23 and obviously we are playing the Career Mode. So last time when I exited apparently did not save my new picks for the science, so we're gonna recreate them. So what do we actually wanted? We wanted some structural crap, including I believe docking, and we definitely wanted jet engines because we want to build up to the new Rapier engines. So, well, that's what we're actually gonna go for. So we're at 109 science. So that's okay-ish, I suppose. I think what we want to do is actually start working on a proper moon mission, right? In order to do that, I'll want an actual science base in orbit, right? It makes sense, because we don't want to do a whole lot of missions, we want to do one big mission where we land on the moon several times and then take off again, right? So in order to accomplish that, we need to actually be able to, you know, go there with a science module so that we can reset our experiments, right? So in order to do that, we need one of these science labs, obviously. Luckily, we do have our numbers now. The Kerbal Engineer system works now, which is amazing. Okay, so what is our ESP for various engines? So this Poodle is probably the best bet for a high efficiency engine here, because it is so efficient. This would give it about 4,000 meters per second of delta V. We would need about half of that to get to the moon. After that we would have about half of the fuel, so that could theoretically be enough for, I don't know, 5-6 landings. More than enough, in short. So it's definitely something we want to consider using, right? Right, so it is. Do we have the small RCS tanks? No, we only have the roundified ones. Well, that sucks, but it'll have to do. Okay, alternatively, we could use these, which are slightly lighter than the Poodle. We could get more delta V out of it at the trade-off of slightly less power. So what if we did something like, where's that piece? Yeah, that won't do. I don't think we have the right piece for this yet, so we'll have to go with the Poodle just to make it look right. Okay, so like so, right? Okay. We don't want a actual thingy here, do we? Don't want any antennas. We will want some solar panels, right? But we won't want any antennas. So I can actually do something like this, right? Like so. And so that should be good enough. Another set here? No, but we could get another set here, maybe, like so. And that should help. Make sure it always has a bit of power. And in fact, I can even add some batteries here, just to make sure that we always have a bit of power. Okay, that looks good. And then, suppose the next stage would have to involve a skipper, right? Just to help boost it into orbit, and we will keep one of these right here. Okay, and how efficient would this be ultimately? So it wouldn't get too good at thrust to weight ratio, but it's the final stage for climbing into orbit, so we can actually forgive it a bit of weakness there. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I can lob 2 fuel tanks into orbit here. Not really. Which is fine. We don't really have to, we can do without that. So what if we do it like this? That's a little less than I would like. What about like this? 1.81. Still not that good. Add these. The KSP is horrible, but it would give us more control here. And boost it up to exactly 2. So okay, sure, we'll do that. It'll look derpy as all hell, but that's a necessary evil. Let's not do it like this. This again will look a bit derpy, but we kind of need it for role-playing reasons. Okay, so here we're gonna, of course, fuel duct it together. So that's about... well, that's well on the way to enough for what we need, isn't it? Okay, in fact we'll be able to boost to the moon using... possibly using part of the final skipper stage, which would be very good. Depending on how this ends up looking, I might actually replace that poodle with a LV909, simply because that makes a lot of sense. Okay, these, all of this fire. Now we want you to fire at the same time, and that. Okay. And we'll want to, of course, make sure that it's ducted together the right way. As in going this way. So that gives us... oh, barely enough to climb into orbit, apparently. Well, obviously we're gonna have to add some SRBs here to get us the delta V we need. So that will be our first mission, to get a lab module up to the moon. Just a basic thingy, and actually another thing we do need here is some RCS goodness, because some of the RCS in the lander will get used inevitably, and well, for docking, and we do not want to leave it without anything to work with, right? Of course we don't. Of course we don't. That would be barbaric, wouldn't it? Okay, zooming out. So SRBs, we can add something like this here. And actually we can also add something like this. It should be well below the center of mass, and as such allow for some maneuvering control. It should be enough to prevent unnecessary rotation. And what the fuck is this? Okay, like so. Okay, this looks good. So we're gonna add the smaller SRBs here. Okay, hopefully that'll work out fine. It does not offer that much delta V, but it'll give us more power at least. And more power is always good, right? If it doesn't work, or if it's threatening not to work, add more boosters, obviously. And really, that final skipper engine is gonna be a bit weak for what we have in mind for it, so it makes sense to, you know, spend it like carefully. Okay, this looks good. This looks very good, actually. Okay, and I think one more set of SRBs. Just to make absolutely sure we do go to space today. So that's our first mission. We're just gonna park this into orbit. And this is gonna stay up there for a good long while, FYI. should be good. So, okay, you are actually gonna be ditched for those, after those 4. So like this, like this. That's actually looking pretty good. I hope this will work. I just need to make sure that everything is strutted down at least halfway well. I'm gonna strut the bigger one down a bit more carefully, simply because it is the bigger one, and I need to strut down the first set of liquid boosters a little better as well. A few extra struts sure as hell won't hurt. A few too few though. Now that could hurt. Now then, our people. You are all going, every one of you. So, parts. You do want to launch stabilizers though. Just as a matter of simple precautions really, because they will be necessary, I feel. And this will have reset this. Of course it will have. Okay, good. So, okay. Moon science. So, okay, I think we need to do this, save it again, and we are actually ready for a launch attempt, anyway. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think I've got everything. Have I got everything? Fuel looks good, everything looks good. Okay, I think we're good. Let's launch. Wish me luck. And the game is loading, 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 loading. Come on. And it loads. Yes, it does load. Alrighty. So, please don't explode on me. Oh, there's a bit of flexing down there. I don't like that much, but think we'll be fine. Okay, the SRBs will drain first. They're the fastest draining part here. Good. Good, 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 good. Everything is looking excellent. Okay. It's so much different when you have your numbers, you know? It's so much better when you have your numbers to work with. And kablooey, you are gone. Right. They should still be fine. Accelerate slightly. Those are about to be ditched. So, goodbye. Throttle down. We need to maintain our speed at about 200 meters per second right now. And we'll want to start our turn soon, but right after we ditch the next set of boosters. Okay, there we go, and we're starting our turn. Go to 60 degrees and keep going. Okay, looking good. Turn a bit more. Okay, good, 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 good. Good, looks good. Looking good, looking good. Anything else I might have forgotten about? Okay, numbers. What are our numbers? Are our numbers good? Our numbers look very good. Turn to 25. It's still climbing, so turn to 10. We're actually high enough, I think, that go mostly horizontally. Right now we just need a horizontal speed anyway. That is draining rather fast. I don't like that very much. If I don't climb into orbit here, it's gonna be very sad making. I'm gonna be very upset about that. This is actually a bit ungood. Okay. And our speed is, well, not ideal. It should be close enough that we can climb the rest of the way on this, even though it has sucky thrust to weight ratio. Oh well, it should be enough. Ideally I should have a mainsail on this stage and another fuel tank under this, but I don't have mainsails just yet. Also ideally this stage should have nuclear engines, but again, don't have those yet. So let's see. Should be fine here, right? Just climb into an orbit, it'll be good. Okay, numbers are looking fine, we're gonna be good, okay. So, pretty decent ascent, all in all. Which is good to know. It's looking good. Okay, the moon is not in the right position, unfortunately, so we can't do a direct ascent. Okay, that's fine though. This will be good enough. Alrighty, and now we just need to climb into the proper orbit. Not that it's that big a deal, we're gonna be heading for moon pretty soon. The Poodle should do a decent enough job of getting us there with a minimum of expended fuel. Hopefully. I think it should. But of course we'll see how well that actually goes, won't we? Doesn't matter if we're slightly off on the ascending descending nodes. Should be fine all the same. We should have enough. It should, well, it should be good, okay? It should be quite good. The reason I want this, of course, is so that I can scrub out the experiment pods when I land on the moon multiple times and then come back, right? This is for our moon mission. So, a smidge of thrust and climb, baby, climb. Can actually be leaving some trash in orbit this time around. That is close enough. Okay, so our manure should be right about here, I suppose. So let us see about. Okay, looking good, nice and slow, like. Okay, good. That might actually be an impact, which would not be that bad a thing per se. 120 or so orbit around the moon would be pretty good. Let's actually turn right now and set ourselves up for the approach. This is not gonna work out the way it projects it to. We're gonna have to burn a lot sooner because our burn is gonna take longer because we'll be ditching this stage with its powerful engine. And we're gonna be running on the Poodle, so obviously things are gonna be, well, they're gonna be a bit messier than, you know, the game thinks they'll be. Anyway, let us actually approach our burn point and then we can worry about actually burning. Okay, close enough. And accelerate. Detach and ignite. So it works out pretty damn well. Our estimated burn time is just over 1 minute and we are 30 seconds behind our node. All in all, I'd say it's a pretty good job. So let us simply attempt to do this now, shall we? Suppose we shall, I suppose we shall. Okay, so that's looking good. Just adjust a bit. Let's take a look at our perhaps there. What if I pushed back a bit? It wouldn't change? Interesting. What about our actual perhaps? We do want an actual perhaps, right? Of course we do. Okay, 120 looks good. Let's go. Okay, moon science. Okay, and our perhaps is actually the appropriate size. Good. Gonna be in slightly eccentric orbit, but or slightly offset orbit. But add maneuver. We want to burn retrograde. Oh, and we're gonna be in a 2. Oh, we're gonna be in a 270 orbit. Huh. Well, those are few. I could try to adjust it. Right? Well, do I really need to though? I mean, honestly. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna drop into a proper orbit and leave it at that, because I don't know how I'll come in from with the actual lander once I design it and land, and well, so okay, that's pretty good. Let's just aim at the right spot and prepare for our orbital insertion burn then, shall we? Alright, there we go. Alrighty, so this is a relatively small burn, so if I want to go back to Kerbin, there's always the distinct possibility of simply, you know, setting up a maneuver and doing an atmospheric braking maneuver at Kerbin and just using that to drop back into a lower Kerbin orbit. So getting back from the moon with this module should not be that difficult. It won't require that much fuel. And we're almost where we want to be. Just keep it focused, should be good, and cut off. Eventual orbit is 116, 120. It's within acceptable parameters, I would say. So now let us go back to the Space Center. And now we need to design a lander that will actually do what we want it to. Properly. So, new. Okay. Well, for one thing, we're gonna want one of these. Also, we are gonna want one of these here. Like so. Now people won't be able to get out like this then. Okay, also we'll want one of these, I suppose, and one of these, although the atmospheric stuff might not be useful on the moon, but I'm gonna pick it up all the same. Also one of these. We'll want some batteries on it, like so. Okay, that should be good enough. Hopefully. How much does a decoupler weigh? Almost nothing, so all of this should be ditchable. So we'll put the batteries there to save on the extra weight on return. We're gonna... damn it, that's the wrong... wait, what? That was weird, okay. Okay, so then we're gonna need a Science Junior module, and we're gonna need engines. So as for engines, I have an idea. We're gonna actually do it like this. Put a pair of these here, and the structural pieces. I hope that these small thingies will be enough. Okay, we'll see. So, okay, so 2000 delta V's, that's not a lot. What if I had these here? Even less. Okay, fair enough. Okay. I will need a docking port anyway, right? So, how about we do it like so? And then we have a docking port here and a pair of sine-mounted engines like so. Alrighty, righty, right. And this, and in turn this. So, what does that look like? 2,500 on the moon, that's 6 points of thrust weight ratio, should be good. Okay, so, next, pair of these here, and a pair here. Should be good enough to dock, right? And it doesn't want to add those, the bastard. What about now? There we go. There we go. Okay. Is that enough though? I want to have a good reserve, honestly. Actually, I shouldn't have ditched these, get rid of this, then add this, and do it like this, and then we need you. Okay, that's up to 3,000, that's good enough. Hopefully. I'm hoping it's good enough. Just hoping. So, okay. So we have that, we'll have the crew stuff. We need one of these. How much does this weigh? Nothing. Okay, anything I could balance it with? Nothing that wouldn't look like crap, huh? Okay, so we'll just have to add 2 of these. So, what's our thrust weight? Delta V. Yeah, not the ideal. It will have to do, but it's hardly ideal. And we'll add our landing gear like so, which should be good enough. Okay, so far so good. Except that we don't have any power sources on this. And I'd rather have at least something. Just in case. Just in case. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. Now we're gonna need a transfer and a lifter stage. So let's see. Another poodle maybe? Well, I think what I want is a heavy stage here, really. What if I had something like so here and put an LVT-45? That's probably best to just go with a poodle. Yeah, 2,500, right? So, yeah, this'll have to do, I think. It's probably the best bet, really. 2,000, that should be enough to climb into orbit. They should be enough for the final stage of the ascent. What am I missing here? I probably want another set of these down here, just in case. Okay, so far so good, and now we just need some radially mounted stuff, really, to fill out the main lifting phase thingy here. So, how about like so, and with stuff heading inwards. So, okay, here we'll have this. That gives us actually a pretty decent lift. Huh. If the thrust weight was better, it would be enough all on its own. Certainly enough delta V to get to the moon, it's just not enough. What about like this? Well, with this setup we need another set of boosters. But that's doable, that's certainly doable. So let's do that, get another set of boosters here. And that is looking pretty good. So add that, add that. They'll thrust to weight for the first stage would be, oh, that's not good. I want to go like this. Thrust to weight is looking good. I'm gonna add one set of boosters for the launch itself, and that should be good enough. And then we just need the struts, and hopefully that should be a good enough setup for a decent moon mission. Just need to strap it down some. Okay, so another set of struts here, and here. Looks good. And looks good. Just a few more and we're ready to launch. There we go. And of course we need a single set of boosters. You can't really have a proper launch without some SRBs. What the fuck? The fuck? That was the game being weird. Honest. So, okay, and moving that there and moving that up there, looking good. So actually this is pretty swell. So we're gonna need more crew. Oh, it auto-hard one. Excellent, that's fine then. That's just fine then. I'm actually gonna ditch this now and launch this thing, I think. Because we have everything we need, right? I'm pretty sure we have everything we can put on this. So yeah, that's more or less it. Time to launch. Haven't forgotten anything, have I? No. This, then this, then this, then this, then this, and then it ignites those. Okay, good. Save it again and launch. Let's climb this thing into orbit and go and dock it with the main station. Ah, moon missions. Oh, right, I forgot the launch stabilizers, but fuck it. Ooh, that's a lot of flexing. I don't like that much. Should have added more struts at the bottom, but too late now. It should be fine, I think, but it's just looks slightly scary, that's all. Okay, burn for low carbon orbit. And detach. Goodbye. Climb is looking good. Start a slight turn so that we don't dump our boosters on top of the launch pad. Although we already dumped something on them. They must be used to flaming debris raining down on them by now. I mean, really. If they're not used to it by now. Then again, it's not necessarily something you can really get used to. Right? It always sucks when someone drops something like that on you, so... And detach. Looking good. Turn to 60. And... okay, gravity turn is looking good so far. Speed is looking okay, I suppose. We're gonna burn at 45 for now. Not gonna turn any further until I start really liking the numbers I'm getting. Well, they are going up slightly, so that's good. Okay, 18k. Can turn slightly more at 20, I suppose. Okay, turn slightly more to 30 degrees. Turn complete. Numbers are looking really good. Okay, passing 25, continuing our turn. Turn is looking good. Numbers are looking beautiful. Turn further. Okay, on the horizon then. On the horizon then, gentlemen. Speed is looking good. Numbers are looking good. We have a pretty good ascent so far. And detach. Staging event complete. Everything is still looking good. Numbers are fine. Acceleration is good. Speed is good. Altitude is good. We are on our way to the moon. Right, I might actually go for landing first and then dock to it, because frankly I'll have a bit of extra fuel and I won't be able to dock until I ditch this fuel tank anyway, and it makes a certain amount of sense to do it that way, especially since we might end up in opposite orbits. Numbers are looking really good, acceleration is looking really good. All in all, I'd say we're gonna get a pretty sweet orbit here, and pretty easily too. In fact, if we just coast to... well, let's just coast out of the atmosphere first. It should be fine. Okay. Looking good. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Altitude is good, everything is just dandy. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go for a stable orbit, I'm gonna go for moon burn straight up, because all I have to do is really just do a maneuver here and start burning for the moon, without, you know, stopping at an orbit. So, let's do something like so, and head for the moon. And that is looking... that looks like an impact encounter. And I'm actually perfectly fine with that, strangely enough. So, let's just go for that. First we're gonna fix on our new heading, and then we're just gonna wait for our burn time and actually burn. We still have... I don't know. I'd want to guess 600-700 meters per second in this tank, maybe. Maybe as much as 1,000. We might be able to complete our moon burn with this. So, we're gonna actually complete the burn, and then we're gonna split the video and we're gonna continue in the next one, after we see what our encounter looks like. Come on. Just get in position. Okay, good. Now time warp till our burn mark and be ready. I'm gonna assume I'll be able to complete most of the burn with this tank, and I'm gonna time my burn appropriately. So, there we go. Ignite the engines. Hoping I'm right here. Yeah, we probably won't be able to complete it with this, unfortunately. But we'll get halfway through it at least, more so really. Okay. 350, 300, 200, and we're good. Continue our burn. Looking good. Actually readjust there. Good. So far so good. And cut off. Have a periapse, which is okay. Just okay. Now we have a good encounter. So we're just gonna go for straight up landing there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching. If you feel like I've earned a like, well, make sure to leave one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So, see ya.